Hey, I'm IFT, and in today's video, we're going to solve the machine CAP from HackTheBox. It's a great challenge for beginners. I don't want to spoil too much, so let's start hacking.
As we always do, let's perform the first Nmap scan to learn more about the machine. This will scan all 65,535 ports and filter out the open ones. Ports 21 FTP, 22 SSH, and 80 HTTP are open. Normally, I'd run another Nmap scan to use the basic reconnaissance scripts to check for things like anonymous FTP login or service versions, but that's not necessary today. Let's open the website and see what's running on port 80. Oh, it's a dashboard, and we're logged in as Nathan. That's odd. Looking at the left panel, we see three options. If we click on them, we can see that they're executing commands and showing us the results. But honestly, I'm not too concerned about IP config or network status. The important part is the first option, Security Snapshot. Let's take a look and see what we have. Well, no data. I guess 5 seconds of silence doesn't make for the most exciting PCAP. But wait, what's this? Looks like an ID. Let's try again and see if the number changes. And it does. So, what happens if I change this ID to the first one? Ah, I think it's showing us the first analysis. I mean, it's all zeros, so I'm not entirely sure, but let's go with that. So, what if I change it to 0? That's crazy! We got actually the first analysis, one we didn't even create, and it includes data. As we'll see in more detail later, this is an insecure direct object reference, or IDOR vulnerability. Anyways, let's download this PCAP file and inspect it with Wireshark. It looks normal. Oh wait, that's an FTP connection. Now, for those of you wondering why I'm so excited, it's because FTP isn't encrypted. That means we can follow this TCP stream and see the username and password in plain text. Let's use FTP and log in with these credentials. And it worked! Huh, we're in Nathan's home directory. Let's see if he has a private SSH key. Ugh, no .ssh directory. But now that we have these credentials, let's try them to see if they work for SSH too. Not always needs to work. The user can have multiple. Oh, never mind. It worked. Well, that was oddly easy. And that's exactly why reusing passwords is a bad idea. All right, let's move on.
Oh, real quick, I just want to make a quick side note. When I compromise a box, I usually check out other write-ups to see how others approached it. I was reading OXDFs and found something in the Python app code that I totally missed when I was doing this box. I'll talk more about it later.
Let's use LinPEAS, a script that searches for possible privilege escalation paths on Linux hosts. I already have it on my attacker machine. So let's start an HTTP server with Python to download it onto the victim's machine. Now, using wget, let's download it. Give it execution permissions, and done. Let's run it and see what it reports. Ooh, look at this beautiful color over there. Let's see. Python 3.8. No way! Python has the set UID capability. This is really dangerous. In the wrong hands, it can lead to a fully compromised machine. Oh wait, we are the attackers. Perfect. This capability can set our UID to 0, giving us root access. Let's see how to do it. For that, let's use GTFO bins, a list of Unix binaries that can be used to bypass local security restrictions in misconfigured systems.
Yeah, that's it. We just use the OS module to set our UID to root and execute the bash binary to get an interactive shell. Let's run it. And c'est fini, we're root. That was pretty easy. As I mentioned earlier, when I was doing this machine, I didn't check the app's code. Fortunately, it wasn't necessary, but I could have saved a lot of time. If we check the app's code, we can see that in the capture route, it's setting the UID to root. That's because it's calling TCP dump in a way that requires root privileges. If we check the file permissions, there's nothing special, just normal permissions. But what about the Python binary? This machine is using Python 3.8, so let's use getCap to check the capabilities of the Python binary. And there you go! The same result as LinPEAS, but if I had checked the code earlier, I would have compromised it much faster. Remember the IDOR vulnerability mentioned earlier? Let's take a closer look at why this is indeed an IDOR vulnerability. Even though this application is static and we're dealing with just one user, Nathan, the code doesn't perform any validation on who is accessing the PCAP files. Okay, I can already hear it, but the app is hard-coded, there's no validation, blah blah blah. Sure, I get it, but guess what? That doesn't magically make it not an IDOR. Just because everything's hard-coded doesn't mean the app's secure. The lack of validation is still a huge issue. When you access the web panel, you're automatically presented with Nathan's data, including his PCAP files. Even though these files belong to him, there's no validation to prevent unauthorized access, making this a textbook example of an IDOR. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm IFT, and I'll see you in the next video.